Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today we're back with another little preview. Patch 12.0 has been announced and there's already quite a lot of criticism for Blizzard because almost all the content in this patch is time gated. Why? For what reason? How it will look in the end? We'll take a look at all that in this video, and I'd say let's just jump right in and check it all out. For that, it's of course important to first take another look at what's coming with the patch. So for us, it's coming on June 17th. The first content that's basically being advertised are the new worlds, Val and Nighttal. And I have to say, thank God there's no time gating there, because you can go there directly with the patch. Of course, there's a quest line, but shortly after, right here at the Howling Grave, especially in Voidstorm, you can teleport to these areas. So that's pretty easy. But then we're pretty much at the end of the content that you can play directly, because then we have the Omnium Folio. And I'll put it this way, you can also start the quest line right away there. The whole thing takes place here in Silvermoon, and the structure will also be here in Silvermoon. I think somewhere around here. I already showed you that. In the end, you get 5 skill points that you can put in there, which will make your character stronger. The problem with this is that it takes 5 weeks to unlock the thing. So you have to collect resources, which you basically use as skill points to put into this thing. You get the first one on the 17th, the second on the 24th, the third on July 1st, the fourth on July 8th, and the final one on July 15th. That means it takes a solid 5 weeks until the thing is fully unlocked. And I'm really curious to see if that'll even play a role in the next patch at all. So, do these bonuses stay? Because if not, we've spent 5 weeks unlocking all this just to be able to use it for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks when the new season starts in August, something like that. So, to be honest with you, I find it pretty suboptimal that it's time gated like that again. But what can you do? You can't change it. Then we have the new raid, Rotmire. You can kill him in Sporefall. You can also get a nice mount from him here. I actually have to say, apparently that's not time gated for now. However, and I'm not really sure about this, there's some kind of plan from Blizzard about it, but they haven't written anything. Does LFR open on the same day as normal, heroic, and mythic? That's the question I'm still asking myself, because normally LFR always comes a bit later. So as of now, I would say everything is coming on the release date, but I would still put a little question mark on that. Then we have the lore walking. That's probably available from the very beginning as well. So here we're diving into the story and the lore. Then we have the micro holiday here, which a lot of people are already complaining about. The Pride event in World of Warcraft, where in the end you can do this Dark Spear March. It's time gated in that it only takes place on 2 days. Those are the 27th here. Or 28th? That should be it. So that means it's not available right away. In that case, yes, it makes sense. Micro holidays always have a specific point when they take place. So I can even understand that to some extent, but then it just goes on. Turbulent Timeways. One of the most important features of the patch for me personally, because it lets you level up alts quickly again. Here too, they decided not to unlock it right from the start. We're getting Dragonflight time walking with this patch. That also won't be available from the start, but only from July 1st. So basically, originally on the PTR, the whole thing was supposed to start on the 17th. Blizzard pushed it back by 2 weeks. That's why people thought, okay, the patch is coming a bit later. But Turbulent Timeways are only starting on July 1st. It lasts 6 weeks. And accordingly, that pretty much sets the release date, right? The record PDUM for patch 12.1 is set. In the week of the 4th, in August, we have Dragonflight time walking again. That goes until the 12th for us. And most likely that's when the new patch with the new season will come out. So that means a little more than 2 months in the current season. then it's over. Honestly, I find it very, very unfortunate that they postponed it as well. Because personally, I always had a lot of fun with that. Leveling up alts that way. A lot of people don't have much to do right now. In my opinion, you could have made this event available from the start, but that's not all. Because the campaign, specifically the next chapter with Suljan, starts the week of July 7th. That will also be significantly delayed. So you see, the patch is coming on the 17th, and a full 3 weeks later, the campaign will finally arrive. And that's something like why I just don't understand the point or purpose behind it. In theory, it was already written that this campaign is supposed to be part of the 12.1 campaign. That's probably why it makes sense from Blizzard's perspective to release it a bit later, so it's not too far away from patch 12.1. But the next problem we have here is that the whole thing is time-gated for 3 weeks. And from what people have written, I think Mr. GM saw it through data mining. Apparently you only get a few chapters, and this story will then continue in 12.1. So not only do you have to wait for weeks, but you also can't play it all the way through and have to wait even longer. I also think that's really poorly done. So overall, we have, 3 or 4 things. First, the campaign. Number 1, turbulent timelines. Number 2, then 3, 4, this micro event. I don't know if you want to count that. And the Omnium Folio. So at least 3 pieces of content are time-gated. If you count this micro holiday, it's 4, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of time-gating things like that, because I think people always look forward to the new patch and want to play new stuff, and I don't know, not all the content is always for everyone. Now, in this example, I think the Omnium Folio is cool. I'd be excited to get started right away. Lore walking doesn't interest me, the event doesn't interest me, and Turbulent Timeways and this here don't interest me either. So, of the 2 pieces of content that interest me, I can actually say I won't really play either of them when the patch comes out, and so it always feels a bit off. I'd say it leaves a bit of a bad taste. You can imagine that this doesn't really go over well with the online community either, but well, you'll always have complainers like me. So feel free to write in the comments how you see the whole thing, and yeah, thanks for watching, see you in the next video, and take care.